Thanks for your support as a channel member, Charlie Pears. Just a little reminder, folks, that I am going to be at the Kings Lynn versus Blythe game this coming Saturday, 7th of December. If you are local or not so local and want to travel over and come and say hello to old Kev and watch Kings Lynn, our new heroes, live and in person. All the details will be down in the description below, or just look up Kings Lynn's website and stuff. You'll find it. It's a football match. It's on Saturday. It's going to be awesome, and hopefully we should have a match day vlog of the day appearing on the channel sometime next week as well, which I'm sure some of you will likely force your way into. In other news, I think yesterday was the first day we didn't hit 2,000 likes on this series. I'm very sad. I hope we turn it around again today. 2,000 likes would be lovely. If not, I guess we had a good run. Hello and welcome to part 16 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have league games away against Havant Waterlooville and Yeovil. That's just two matches. Havant and W have a silly name. It confuses me. Too many words in it. Since you were last with me, we were doing okay, but then we did hit a little bit of a rocky patch. Got ourselves knocked out of the FA Trophy, and I think it's knocked us a little bit because we're having a wobble in the league. Lost at home to Notts County. Did win a couple of games off the back of that, but then lost again at home to Ebbsfleet. We are still well clear at the top of the league, and we are losing to teams around us, but that's probably a worry more than anything, that we are starting to lose to the teams around us a little bit. We are still 10 points clear with a game in hand. We should still be good. We're 32 games into this season now. I think we are reaching the point where, with the lead that we've got, we have to mess this up big style to not be going up automatically at this stage. And we're all but guaranteed a playoff spot, but it is a little bit worry that we're starting to wobble just a little bit. We have had the January transfer window. All we really did is we sent James Hoskins back to Watford because there was no point in having him. And my director of football immediately stepped in and said, "Kev, seriously, you need a goalkeeper." So he signed me Harrison Mayle on just as much money as Hoskins was on. He's on loan from Leeds until the end of the season. I have played him a few times because I thought, you know what, I've got to give in and play him. I'm not convinced he's any better than Watkins is. Is his name Watkins? How do I not remember my players' names? Yes, his name's Watkins, but I don't know if he's worth the money. We're going to play him today, but I'm not overly convinced he's needed. Probably should have given Flat a go at some point, but he's beyond help now. He's got a grumpy on, and Aberdeen are after him, apparently. In other transfer news, Fellaini is going to be joining Perth Glory permanently in the summer. So any hopes we might have had for signing Ben Fellaini on a permanent deal at the end of his year and a half here on loan, they're now done. He's off back to Australia, so we will never see from him again, I imagine, which is a little bit of a shame. So regardless of what league we're in next year, I'm sorry, Siri. I mean, she's recorded everything I've said there because I said the word seriously and she thought I was saying Siri. She's gutted about Ben Fellaini. Shut up. What kind of Football Manager video would have some kind of weird text-to-speech voice in it, eh? My word. But yeah, no Fellaini. Let's play against Havant and Waterlooville. We've got Mayle in goal. A back three of Smith, Odomayo and Bernard. Fleming and Clark as our wing-backs. Payne and Parsons in midfield. McAneff behind Fellaini and Kelman up front. It is just about our strongest team. Oh, other news. There was one other piece of news. Alfie Payne, we've extended his contract. He's added another year onto his contract. So we've got him until the summer of 2023. So 2 more years at the end of this summer. Yes, he's on a lot of money, £825 a week. But clearly, again, regardless of what league we're in, he's already operating at a League 2 level. And he's only going to get better as he gets older. So Alfie Payne is either going to be a player who's at Kings Lynn forevermore and becomes a club legend, or probably more likely is going to be a player that, especially if we get promoted, we're going to be able to sell on for actually some decent money, because he'll be 22 years old as a star man in a League 2 team. I think that's the sort of player that your League 1 teams, your Championship teams, take a little bit of a £300,000 gamble on. And there's Alfie Payne scoring a goal. He knows we're talking about him. His ears are burning, and he's responded with a goal. 10 minutes on the clock. It's Havant 0, Kings Lynn 1, and that does certainly start to make the league table look a little bit prettier. I said, I think it was in yesterday's episode, that it was nice how all the teams around us were being inconsistent, and we were being fairly solid and consistent with things. It's kind of reversed a little bit in the 5 or 6 games I've played since then, but hopefully we're in the process of reversing it right back again. Although somehow we've managed to go from having a game in hand on the teams around us to the team directly behind us having a game in hand on us, which, I mean, that is a little bit scary because Chesterfield are properly closing in. So we need to keep a little eye on them. I'm not sure if we've got to still play them yet this season. I don't know why Bernard's taking that throw either. I need to, on my throw-in takers, if you hit quick pick on throw-in takers, it tries to put him on throws, and I took him off deliberately. I just wanted Clark and Davis as the 2 options for taking throw-ins on that side, but the game keeps resetting. Has anyone else got this problem where it keeps resetting set piece takers constantly? There's just lots of little things that keep resetting in FM20. The squad view, the schedule screen view, set piece takers. It's very frustrating. Needs fixing. Falami's just scored his 12th goal of the season. A lovely, tidy little finish. He's probably looking forward to some decent weather heading back to Australia. But I don't know. It seems a little bit of a shame that. I mean, I guess if he wants to go home, he wants to go home. But I do feel like he's hit some decent form this year. Similar situation to Payne, relatively young, starting to hit some form for a team that looks like it's going up from the conference. So about to potentially break into the Football League as a regular starter. This is his opportunity to make it in English football. I can't imagine him going to Australia and then coming back again and ever playing at any kind of decent level in England. So I guess it almost feels like he's giving up and going home. No offence to anyone in Australia who's watching this, but I think if you were an Australian serious about playing professional football, you'd probably leave Australia, wouldn't you? You wouldn't be looking to go back just as you're about to make a breakthrough in a major European country. I don't know. Mayo now plays it forward to Bernard. Bernard is on a yellow card, so we need to keep a little bit of an eye on him. Mayo over to Smith. Nice and calm from our back three, who have been very good all season. Payne plays it through to McAneff. He's got options ahead of him in both Kelman and Falami. It ends up back with Parsons across to Payne. We've got Fleming in loads of space on the left-hand side. Payne sees him because Payne sees everything. Fleming back to Payne again. Payne from range towards Kelman, and I think it hit the post. Clark's managed to get hold of the rebound somehow, and then I thought he'd won a corner, but in actual fact it's just a really tame almost pass into the side netting. Clark now with the throw finds Kelman. Kelman looking to beat his man, can't quite do it, and haven't get the ball back and lump it forward, looking to put some pressure on Bernard, who, as we already know, is on a yellow card, having to chase back, and he does need to be careful, and that's a rather tasty shot from the edge of the area. Looking at the stats, though, have had 6 shots, but actually not had a shot on target yet in the game. So I'd like to think the combination of that stat and that stat suggests we're not really giving them the ball at all, and when they do get it, they're just snatching at shots. I was going to take Bernard off, but I don't have a centre-back on the bench today, which I usually do. So he's going to have to stay on. Kelman can come off for Danaher, though, and we'll take off McAneff for Carter. 2 fairly typical substitutions. We're keeping an eye on Clark as well, who is tiring. And in fact, there's no reason to wait until 10 minutes from the end of the game like I normally do. Let's get Archie Davis on now on that right-hand side. And hopefully just cruise towards the end of the match now. What's going on with Chesterfield? Chesterfield are beating Hartlepool 3-0. So they're the team I think we need to keep an eye on. We've, not 15 games, so 13 games to go for us. There's 23 teams in this league, isn't there? Yeah, so 13 games to go for us, 14 to go for them. It's a 10-point gap, looks nice and big, but obviously all we actually need is a run of 4 or 5 games where we're poor and they're great, and all of a sudden it's a proper title race, and Mail has been let off a little bit there. He's in the final attack of the game, but he didn't fill me with confidence with whatever just happened at the end of that match. But luckily, we get away with it, and we go to Yeovil now and look to pick up another victory as we creep towards League 2. All those nice words about Alfie Payne have clearly gone to his head. He needs to go on a little break again. Where is he? Why can't I find him? I've lost him. There he is. It's another one where you don't seem to be able to send players actually on holiday at this level. Oh, it might even be an FM20 thing. I don't know that I've done it at all in FM20 yet. But he got tired again, needed a break, so he's got a week off training again. So as with last time, if he's not training, we may as well give him a proper rest. So Payne is going to sit down. In fact, it even says, oh no, he's being rested. I thought that was it telling me that he needed a rest. But he's off on a little rest. So Davis comes in for him in midfield. I've got Watkins back in goal as well because Mail terrified me right at the end of that last game. And everyone knows Brad Watkins has dirt on me, which is why he continually gets the nod despite at least 3 better goalkeepers than him arriving at the club since he's been here. He is immovable in goal because he is my buddy, and I don't want him to tell you the things that he knows because that won't work well for anybody. They've got a player called Doofus up front. That's amazing. I want to sign a Doofus. Where are Yeovil in the league? See, in my mind, Yeovil traditionally... I mean, it's not traditionally. I remember Yeovil getting promoted to the Football League, but in my mind, they're a league team because during my formative years, that's where they were. But clearly, back down in non-league now, which, to be fair, I guess, if you look at the history of Yeovil as a football club, they probably have spent most of their history in the non-league, so it seems about right. But it just still seems... They feel like a big club for us to be going in. It's certainly a bigger club than Kings Lynn. I hope I've not just upset all the Kings Lynn fans before travelling there on Saturday to see them maintain a spot at the top of the league. Bernard just wide from the in-swinging free kick. And it's Bernard again. Bernard's getting a lot of the ball early on. This is lovely stuff. Ball forward, looking for Kelman, who's in behind. He's got Falemi in the middle, tries to go it alone, and it's straight at the Yeovil keeper. I think regardless of what league we're in next year, especially considering the Falemi going back to Australia bombshell, I think we need 2 new strikers. Obviously, we've got to replace Falemi. Kelman, we've given him nearly a year now, and he's not a Kev striker. He always looks dangerous. He's looked dangerous all year. I've said it about him so much. He causes so much trouble, but he just doesn't have end product. He doesn't score enough goals, and I need a striker who is going to bang in goals for me because that's what makes me happy playing Football Manager. We all want a 30-goal-a-season striker. It's all well and good having a nice team that plays well and is top of the league, but it'd be more fun if we had a 30-goal-a-season striker. Carter is in and shoots straight at their keeper, goes over. We get a corner towards the start of this second half, and it's Fleming to take said corner, in swinging, nobody anywhere near it, falls to Carter again, plays it back out to Fleming. Fleming trying to muster something up on that right-hand side, plays it back to Odemeo, across to Parsons, and the highlight just drifts away with no threat of anything actually useful coming from it. Once again, we've controlled possession, not hugely. We're only on 57% possession today, so Yeovil clearly doing something that most teams we've played against this year haven't quite been able to do. Sorry, I've accidentally clicked on the analysis screen there. It won't happen again, I promise. Right, what are we going to do? Who have we got on the bench? We have got a centre-back today, but I don't really want to change the centre-backs unless there's a reason to. A yellow card I would class as a reason to, or like one of their feet falling off or something like that. But otherwise, I tend to leave them alone, which is why I sometimes don't have a centre-back on the bench. Why is Falemi's thing greyed out a little bit? I don't understand why that's a different colour. Is that just because he's the player who's selected? I don't understand. We're going to bring Danaher on for him anyway. Maybe swap those 2 over. We are going to swap those 2 over. And then let's bring Kenyon on for Fleming. We've got McAneff down there as well, who can probably going to bring him on for Carter. McAneff was playing really well until I ruined him by putting him up front. And he's just not been the same since, to the point where the board are actually mentioning him in the club vision stuff, the monthly reports, because they're unhappy with his current form. What am I supposed to do about his form? I'm only the manager. This is the difference between us with Payne and without Payne. Without Payne, we draw 0-0 against a mid-table team. With him, we would have won that match. But fingers crossed, that's not the continuation of the wobble that we were talking about. How did Chesterfield do? They drew as well. This is what we need. We need everyone to be wobbly. But the gap is down to 8 points, and they still have a game in hand on us. I'm not afraid. You're afraid. Right. Where are we going to push forward to now? Probably. In fact, there's Chesterfield. That's what we've got tomorrow. So probably Chesterfield and Hartlepool, or maybe Woking and Chesterfield, depending on who's more interesting out of Woking and Hartlepool. I can't find either of them. Hartlepool are there. Woking. I mean, I'll figure it out. But we'll definitely do Chesterfield tomorrow, which could end up being a bit of a title decider. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.